अंजलि अंजलि मैडम,
यस सर।
वो आपका नाम रिनेम कर लीजिए, वो राकेश सर का नाम आ रहा है
ओके
उनसे से, और कोई भी ज्वाइन किया हुआ उनके नाम से रिनेम कर लीजिए नाम।
सर वापस लीव करके ज्वाइन
नहीं नहीं
करना
नहीं
रहेगा।
नहीं, वहाँ सामने जहाँ आपका नाम लिखा ना, वहाँ पे राइट क्लिक करके रिनेम कर लीजिए। पार्टिसिपेंट पार्टिसिपेंट पैनल लिस्ट है ना, वहाँ पे
हाँ
रिनेम
हाँ,
करना।
ठीक
रिनेम
ठीक है,
कर
आ गया
दीजिए।
सर।
और कोई भी लॉगिन किया हुआ है शायद राकेश सर के नाम से। हो गया।
हाँ सर।
और कोई भी है क्या वहाँ पे लॉगिन किए हुए राकेश सर के नाम से?
हाँ, राकेश सर के 2 दिख रहे हैं।
हाँ, तो ये ओरिजिनल उनका होगा, एक और कोई होगा था, उनका देख लीजिए।
मॉर्निंग सर।
गुड मॉर्निंग सर।
गुड मॉर्निंग। हैज चीफ गेस्ट ज्वाइन?
यस सर।
यस सर।
नमस्कार सर।
हाँ नमस्कार, कैसे हैं?
ठीक सर।
लेट अस स्टार्ट नो।
अभय सर, अभय कुमार सर। अंजलि मैडम, ये सर तो अभी थे ना, अभय सर तो?
हाँ सर, अभी तो थे लेकिन अभी।
हाँ तो रिमाइंड फोन पे बात कर लो।
हाँ
हाँ
सर, मैं बात करूँ।
अच्छी बात है। इसमें विधानसभा से अलग से
क्या आप क्या
वो सर पैरामेडिकल में जितने बच्चे हैं उनको संख्या कितनी है, उत्तीर्ण होते हैं?
ये तो रजिस्टर को तो करेंगे। आज कहाँ कर पाएंगे, अभी तो बिजी होंगे सब।
उत्तम सर।
नहीं, रजिस्टर का काम है, पहले तो अभी जिसको ज्वाइंट ही लिखते हैं ना, जब तक ज्वाइन हम उसको लेटर नहीं देंगे।
जी।
वेलकम वंस अगेन सर।
गुड मॉर्निंग।
गुड मॉर्निंग सर।
गुड मॉर्निंग सर। गुड मॉर्निंग।
गुड मॉर्निंग।
नमस्कार सर।
नमस्कार, कैसे कैसे हैं आप?
मैं अच्छा हूँ सर, थैंक यू। मैं अच्छा हूँ, बहुत अच्छा हूँ।
तो अगरतला कैसा है?
बढ़िया है, रोज सुबह शाम बारिश होती है, बारिशें होती
अच्छा,
रहती है।
तो हर तरफ ग्रीनरी होगी ना?
हाँ, ग्रीनरी तो है, ऑल वुड्स।
हाँ,
वुड्स वुड्स ऑल अलोंग।
दैट इज गुड। तो आप प्योर ले रहे हैं वहां?
जी।
प्योर ऑक्सीजन ले रहे हैं, इनहेल कर
प्योर
रहे हैं
प्योर, इसमें
प्योर?
इसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं। प्योर ऑक्सीजन, पॉल्यूशन फ्री,
हाँ।
उसमें कहीं कोई दिक्कत नहीं। ओनली थिंग इज, एक बार यू आर अकस्टम टू सिटी लाइफ,
हम्म।
तो staying here for so many years becomes little difficult,
अच्छा अच्छा।
because you have been exposed to, glamour of city,
हम्म।
city like Indore। तो फिर यहाँ वो तो है नहीं यहाँ पे कुछ भी।
ओके,
Hmm.
बट यू आर लिविंग वेरी क्लोज टू नेचर।
That is true. That is very true.
राइट।
The same thing I said in my interview at Delhi with Ministry of Education. They were asking that nobody wants to go to Northeast. Will you be surviving there? I said the place where I am being interviewed is having a PMI of 400, and that place is only 20.
यहाँ आके नेटवर्क चले जा रहा है, ज्यादा लोड आ गया वाईफाई।
राकेश, राकेश मालवा, आप म्यूट करिए।
यस सर।
क्या? तो शुरू करें अभय जी?
जी सर, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सर।
ओके, अंजलि शुरू करिए।
जी सर.
अंजलि
हाँ सर. Okay. A very good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
I, Dr. Anjali Gupta, feel privileged to extend a very warm
आई वुड
welcome.
लाइक टू रिक्वेस्ट प्लीज अपने स्पीकर्स म्यूट कर दीजिए। राकेश जी आपका एक और लॉगिन दिख रहा है हमको, उससे आपकी आवाज आ रही है।
जी सर, मैं देखता हूँ। मैं
प्लीज म्यूट करें अपने आप को, आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट। अंजलि प्लीज गो अहेड।
Okay, sir. I, Dr. Anjali Gupta, feel privileged to extend a very warm welcome to all the dignitaries, esteemed guests, delegates, participants, and faculty members present here today. We are honored to have such a distinguished gathering for this significant conference. Today, we are here for the inaugural ceremony of the National Conference on Green Initiatives for Sustainability in Indian Industries. Green initiatives are strategies and actions aimed at promoting environmental sustainability. Today, we gather to discuss how our industries can adopt environmentally friendly practices. India, with its diverse and vibrant industrial sector, has a unique opportunity to lead the way toward a sustainable future. During this conference, we will explore innovative ideas, share successful examples, and talk about the challenges and opportunities in making our industries greener. Light is a symbol of brightness and prosperity. To make this occasion a blessed one, we invoke Goddess Saraswati by kindling the lamp of knowledge and wisdom. To begin our event on an auspicious note, I request the technical team to play the AV. इधर नहीं है।
नितिन जी,
सर प्लीज वीडियो यहाँ दिखाने
द टेक्निकल टीम, नितिन जी।
नहीं सर, ही इज प्लेइंग अगेन।
अभी आधे घंटे में रूम में किसी को भेजना मत मीटिंग में।
Is there a technical issue, Anjali?
Yes, sir, the switch was closed. He has started again. He has joined.
Please play the audio.
Yes.
नहीं हो पा रहा है तो चलिए आगे, गो एंड
Okay. Okay, sir.
स्किप करिए।
होगा।
अंजलि, अगर if there is a technical glitch, then we can go ahead, जैसा सर ने कहा है।
ठीक है सर, हम आगे। He has started, sir, again.
Okay.
सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मामृतं गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला
Thank you. Now I would like to welcome our esteemed chief guest, Professor Abhay Kumar, Director of Indian Institute of Information and Technology, Agartala. Technical team, please play the welcome video. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
Now I would like to invite Dr. Namit.
Hello. Hello. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Anjali Gupta. Respected chief guest, sir, on the occasion, Dr. Abhay Kumar, Director, Indian Institute of Information Technology, Agartala. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Shri Vaishnav Vidyapit Vishwavidyalaya, Dr. Upinder Dhar. Rector and Dean, Dr. Santosh Dhar. Head of the institutes, head of the departments, the coordinator of the event, Dr. Sumit Chandak and Dr. Rakesh Malviya, faculty members, dear students. At the onset, I would like to first extend once again my warm welcome to all of you. As we all know that the rapid industrialization in the country has been and it continues to be the main driver for income and job creation, and therefore accelerating development and poverty reduction in developing countries like India has opted for industrialization in the past 100 years. But with excess industrialization always comes challenges. Those challenges which are very much affecting the environment and climate of the country. So green industry is a pathway for protecting communities, vital ecosystems, and the global climate from escalating environmental risks and emerging scarcities of natural resources. This conference, Pragyata 2024, aims for finding out some possible answers for the challenges which Indian industry is facing for the implementation of successful green initiatives for sustainable industry. This two-day conference has the theme Green Initiatives for Sustainability in Indian Industries. It will be stretched in 2 days. We received 40 plus papers for the technical sessions, out of which 21 papers were finally shortlisted, and they shall be presented in 4 technical sessions in next 2 days. So today, after the first inaugural session, we have a comfort break, and that would be followed by a technical session 1 of day 1 at 1:30 p.m. We will be presenting 5 papers. The researchers will be presenting 5 papers in that. Then we have the second session today from 3:30 p.m. Again, in that 6 papers shall be presented in the second technical session. Tomorrow, that is day 2 on Friday, 21st June 2024, we'll begin the day with the plenary session for this conference. The keynote speakers or the expert speakers for the plenary session are Mr. Aditya Dubey, Risk Management Specialist, Global Procurement, Enercon Private Limited, Germany. His topic of presentation or talk will be Impact of European Sustainability Laws on the Industries of India and the World. The second speaker in the tomorrow's plenary session will be Mr. A. Danotia. He is the lead designer, Boston Scientific Private Limited, Marlborough, USA. He will be talking about the sustainable designs. The third presenter will be Mr. Ashish Ghatode, Senior Manager, Numerous Motors Private Limited, which is a division of Tata Motors, Bangalore. And he will be giving a presentation on lean and green manufacturing. The session chairs for this plenary session will be Dr. K.N. Guruprasad, Dean Sciences, Vaishnav Vidyapit Vishwavidyalaya, and Dr. Anand Rajawat, Dean Academics, Shri Vaishnav Vidyapit Vishwavidyalaya. On day 2, that is tomorrow, after the plenary session, we will be having technical session 3, in which again 5 papers will be presented, and technical session 4 with another 5 presentation. And then that will come to the end of this 2-day conference with the valedictory session. So all in all, this 2 days we are trying that some possible solutions for the green initiatives taken by the Indian industries for more sustainable outcomes can be derived from this conference. Thank you very much, and I welcome all of you once again on this occasion. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for this insightful overview. Now it is an honor to invite Dr. Upinder Dhar, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Sri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya, to give the welcome address. Sir has a distinguished career in academia and a strong commitment to sustainability. Under his mentorship, a sustainable development cell has also been set up in the university. His vision and dedication continue to inspire us all. Sir, kindly motivate us with your words.
Good afternoon to all of you. Chief guest on this occasion, Professor Abhay Kumar ji, all the resource persons, chairpersons, delegates, and friends. At the outset, I would like to welcome Professor Abhay Kumar ji and all of you. As we know that today there are a lot of environmental concerns across the globe. That's why United Nations has been expressing and drawing attention to these concerns. Sustainable Development Goals were set up. In fact, 17 Sustainable Development Goals were set up for achieving them within 15 years, from 2015 to 2030. We have already crossed the midway. And it appears that achievement of all the goals may not be possible in full swing. When we talk about green growth, that happens only when green initiatives are taken. Green growth means fostering economic growth and development while ensuring that natural assets continue to provide the resources and environmental services on which our well-being rules. Green growth is not a replacement for sustainable development. That means when we talk about green growth, that doesn't mean we have achieved everything. But this is one of the important initiatives, important parts towards achievement of sustainable goals. The focus of green growth strategies is ensuring that natural assets can deliver their full economic potential on a sustainable basis. That potential includes the provision of critical life support services. What are those? Clean air and water. And the resilient biodiversity needed to support food production and human health. Natural assets are not sustainable, and green growth policies take account of that. Green growth policies are an integral part of the structural reforms needed to foster strong, more sustainable, and inclusive growth in the environment. They help in several aspects of growth. Enhancing productivity by creating incentives for greater efficiency in the use of natural resources, reducing waste and energy consumption, unlocking opportunities for innovation and value creation, and allocating resources to the highest value use. Boosting investor confidence through greater predictability in how governments deal with major environmental issues. Opening up new markets by stimulating demand for green goods, services, and technologies. Contributing to fiscal consolidation by mobilizing revenues through green taxes and the elimination of environmentally harmful subsidies. See, this needs to be noted. Environmentally harmful subsidies. That means even there are certain subsidies which are harmful to the environment. Strategies for greener growth need to be tailored to fit specific country circumstances. They will need to carefully consider how to manage any potential trade-offs and best exploit the synergies between green growth and poverty reduction. Green growth also recognize that focusing on GDP as the main measure of economic progress generally overlooks the contribution of natural assets to wealth, health, and well-being. They therefore need to rely on a broader range of measures of progress. See, if we talk about Indian context specifically, green growth from green credits to green energy to green mobility and then to green farming was among the 7 main priorities that the latest budget announced. I'm talking about Indian context now. Indian green growth and energy transmission are outlined on 3 pillars. 1, increasing the production of renewable energy. 2, reducing the use of fossil fuel in the economy. 3rd, rapidly moving towards a gas-based economy in the country. Other initiatives like green credit for industries, PM Pranam Yojana for farmers, Govardhan Yojana for villagers or villages we can say, vehicle scrapping policy for cities, and green hydrogen. So these are some of the initiatives which are very much required when we talk about the Indian context. India has been at the same time, though these are the concerns, but then at the same time, there are certain achievements so far as our country is concerned. India has been the fastest when it comes to renewable energy capacity addition among major economies since 2014. India achieved the target of 40% contributions from non-fossil fuels in the installed electricity capacity 9 years before the target date. This is outstanding. India achieved the target of 10% ethanol blending in petrol 5 months before time, and emphasized that the nation strives to achieve 20% ethanol in petrol by 2025-26 instead of 30, which was originally thought, as I mentioned, even SDGs are focused at 2030. But here in our nation, if we look at the budget and the initiatives that are being taken, it is reduced And it is envisaged that we will achieve 20% by next year, 25-26, instead of 2030. A capacity of 500 GW will be achieved by 2030. The launch of E20 fuel, that is flex fuel vehicles, and emphasis on biofuels, has brought new opportunities for investors. The development of waterways in India is being given priority to encourage water-based transport and greener cargo handling. The VGF support and greater thrust on pumped hydro are critical to helping India move towards meeting the energy storage obligation targets. So with these initiatives, we can see that progress is being made in the country. But at the same time, we cannot be complacent. A lot needs to be done to achieve the sustainable goals and take care of the environment. Therefore, that speaks about the importance of the theme of this conference, Pragyata 2024. This theme has been conceived to draw the attention of researchers, draw the attention of thinkers, and also those who are policymakers, who can influence policymaking, so that more initiatives are taken, more efforts are made, and environmental protection is ensured. So I wish all the best to the conference, and I'm sure that we will be better off in our understanding about these green initiatives by the end of the conference, that is by tomorrow evening. So I once again welcome Chief Guest Professor Abhay Kumar ji and all delegates and spokespersons to Pragyata 2024. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring and informative words. Now I would like to invite Dr. Sumit Chandak, Co-Coordinator Pragyata 2024, to introduce our chief guest, Professor Abhay Kumar, Director, Indian Institute of Information and Technology, Agartala.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, SWB Dr. Upinder Dhar, Conference Chair Dr. Namit Gupta, respected dignitaries, Head of Institutions and Departments, dear colleagues and students. With great pleasure and profound enthusiasm, I, Dr. Sumit Chandak, Co-Coordinator Pragyata 2024, take this opportunity to introduce the chief guest of today's inaugural session, Professor Abhay Kumar. Professor Abhay Kumar graduated from Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi with MSc and MTech degrees. Subsequently, he obtained PhD in electronics from Devi India Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. He served at Devi India Vishwavidyalaya, Indore as professor and head in the School of Electronics. Presently, Professor Abhay Kumar is serving as Director, Indian Institute of Information Technology, IIIT, Agartala, an institute of national importance. His research interests include signal and image processing, and he has published extensively in leading journals in this field. Aside from this, he has been granted 11 sponsored research projects worth over 2 crores from different funding agencies. He received many awards, including Fast Track Research Project Award for Young Scientist FAST by DST in 2002. Besides, he was granted 2 patents in 2021. In 2020, he was selected by Ministry of Education Delhi for the prestigious Leadership for Academician program LEAP 2. The presence of our distinguished chief guest, Professor Abhay Kumar, adds immeasurable value to this gathering. Sir, we are delighted to have you for this momentous occasion. Now, I request you, sir, to address the audience.
Namaskar. Thank you so much for, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for this generous introduction made by Dr. Chandik. And good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. This is a special good morning and pranam to Professor Dhar. For me, Professor Dhar is a source of green and organic energy that he was just referring before. That whenever I happen to meet him, I could draw energy, non-toxic energy, and he has been a builder of many institutions. Institution builder he is known as. And since my institute here in Triple IT Agartala is still in its formative years in fancy, and therefore meeting him, interacting with him has been a great source of knowledge as far as I am concerned. I am also delighted to meet or interact with the faculty members of Vaishno University, delegates who have attended, who are going to attend, and Vaishno University is a place, I tell you very honestly, that wherever I happen to go there, whenever they have called me, is a place, is a very nascent but very reputed Central University or Central India University. And I feel privileged that organizers of this conference, Professor Namit and other organizers, they thought that I should be here. And here I am. So it's a good vibe for me this morning that I'm interacting with my own people where in a place, in a city where I lived before for about 35 years. So I will be sharing some PowerPoint and I will be talking more, reading less. So let me see if I can share. Screen. So let me open the screen and then start screen. No, not this, not this, not this. Oh, give me some time. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir. Very clear.
So I don't know how to share here.
Or technical person should guide.
सर पीपीटी आपका वहां पे सर नीचे ग्रीन में एक एरो बना हुआ है, स्क्रीन पे शेयर का ऑप्शन है।
इसमें
सर जो स्क्रीन है आपकी जिसपे अभी हम जूम पे मीटिंग कर रहे हैं,
हाँ,
वहां नीचे सर राइट मतलब बॉटम में शेयर का ऑप्शन है सर, एक एरो बना हुआ है ग्रीन।
शेयर कंटेंट ना?
हाँ सर, उसके ऊपर जब आप जाएंगे तो आपका एंटायर स्क्रीन सिलेक्ट करके और फिर शेयर दबा देंगे बटन तो हो जाएगा सर।
लेट अस सी।
हाँ सर, कुछ शेयरिंग होना शुरू हुआ है।
So let me
Yes,
open
sir.
this.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
Okay. All right. So once again, I'm back, and with my limited time, which has been given to me, somebody has to stop me. I, being a professor, time being fluid for me, and therefore I cannot control the flow of fluid. So somebody tell me that now time is up, and then I will stop myself. So green initiative for sustainability in Indian industries is the topic, but I see this particular thing, relevance of this particular topic in little different way. And some of the ways which I am going to refer to has been already discussed by Professor Dar in his opening remarks. Let us see, let us go ahead and look at this scenario where I'm trying to talk about the topic of the conference, but from little different perspective. And that is what is known as Viksit Bharat Initiative at the rate of 2047, a clarion call given by our Prime Minister that in the remaining 25 years, that is by the time we reach 2047, India need to become a Viksit Bharat, developed nation. And I will explain this little later why I am putting this point here in the context of this, the topic of conference. Now, see that for becoming a developed country, the economic parameter requirements are the one which I have mentioned here. It is based upon GDP, which is roughly around $30 trillion economy. GDP is enough to make a country declared as Vikasit or developed. And the per capita income should be around $20,000. That should be the per capita income. These two are the economic parameter on which we decide about whether the country is developed or not developed. And there are many countries which can be considered as developed. In our continent, we have Singapore, a developed country. We have Japan as a developed country, and US and other European countries, they are developed. But then the big question comes to our mind: do we call China also as developed nation? And despite its heavy investment, despite heavy industry base, all kind of manufacturing and everything that China is having, despite all that, China is not considered to be a developed nation. The GDP of China happens to be second in the world after US. But there are other parameters on which are there to quantify a country as a developed nation, on which China fails, and so do we. We also fail on those parameters, and so there are many other countries which fail to address those concerns. I'll show that those concerns in the next slide, but then those concerns are essentially linked to environment, going green. I'll come to that. The other requirements are what we call as, say for example, high human development index. All these parameters have been silently or saliently has been discussed by Professor Dharsal. But then these are the parameters which are, for example, high human development index. Now, what is this? High human development index is that people of the country should have high life expectancy. Like you find, go to Japan and you find that, of course, it's full of old people, but then average life exceeds 90, average lifespan. And similar is the kind of care that European countries or American US takes care of their elders. And therefore, life expectancy is higher. Now, why it is important to be discussed now is because lower life expectancy depends upon the environment that one lives in and the kind of non-green kind of activities that people or nation do, which also happening in our country, put a health hazard. Second point, which I am referring to, technological advancement is also a parameter. How advanced technology that you are using to be called as, quantified as a developed nation. And you should be able to use modern technology, innovation. What for? So as to ensure that you do not overuse natural resources. Ultimately, this is also linked to the first one. Exploitation of natural resources should be done in a optimized manner with the best of technology available. Reuse of technology, reuse of resources, advancement and innovation. The third point parameter which I have mentioned here, quality healthcare and education, essentially that I discussed before. These are also a parameter to be used for considering a country to be Viksit or developed. So I am discussing the entire thing from Viksit Bharat point of view, because that is a clarion call given by our Prime Minister, and we are all aspire. In fact, we all aspire to ensure that in our lifetime, by 2047, if we happen to survive, we must see that India would become a developed nation. Now, we all know the current GDP of our country is around $4 trillion. By 2030, government hopes that it will cross $5 trillion. That's what the call given by all major departments of the country, of the nation, including Prime Minister. So, but when we have $5 trillion, we will be, surpassing our fifth rank in the overall economy scale, and we will be called as third largest economy. Even we will leave Germany behind. But then let us have a look at not following these parameters, not following non-green initiative. Actually, what is the kind of loss being quantified in terms of dollars, loss of money, in fact. Our GDP is around $4 trillion, which I just mentioned. But there are holes, there are dent to this economy. And this dent or hole to this economy is coming primarily from these factors. I'll explain that. Look at, if it are not adhering to green practices, is leading to what kind of cost that we are paying for. And this cost we are paying for from our existing GDP. Please always remember, we want to become a developed nation, we have to increase GDP. At the same time, we have to also ensure that all the leakage to GDP, all the holes in the GDP should be plugged. But what are those holes? You see the environmental degradation, and this report given by World Bank last year, 2023, that we are paying around 6% of GDP, something like $80 billion is getting siphoned away from our GDP just because of environmental degradation. Then the pollution-related health cost. As I said earlier, life expectancy should be large. That can only happen when general health, average health of people in the country happens to be great. But because of this non-green policy that industries, especially in the developing nation, they do follow, and in our country, for that matter, we are paying a cost of around $150 billion. And this data is from Lancet. Then we have agriculture losses to the tune of $10 billion, not 10 billion rupees, $10 billion. We have energy inefficient devices. We use refrigerator, we use air conditioner, we use other devices in our home which are not energy efficient. We do not use 5-star rating devices. We use single star, 2-star, just for the sake of saving money. And in turn, what is happening that we are actually, this cost around $9 billion. And there are many more. I have only listed few of them. There are many more. So what is happening? That essentially we are into a complex feedback loop, in the sense that, for example, if temperature of a city is exceeding 50 degrees, which is happening, you must be reading newspaper, you must be also reading, because of this heat stroke, many thousand people have died. You can imagine what happens that to make up for or to survive in this heat stroke, you buy ACs, and then this AC produces, or it has its own ramification in terms of degradation of environment. You have more of greenhouse effect, and then for this greenhouse effect will raise the temperature further high next year, and therefore This is a kind of a loop, complex loop that we are into. That's only because of following a non-green kind of initiative. So look at the next slide, and you see that these are the latest news clippings which I have put before you. And this Elon Musk news came only yesterday. That is Starlink satellite which is launching for giving a very high-speed internet services, which has been launched also in many other countries. I was there in the US last month only, and I could see myself it's there. And in Asian countries also, probably in China also, they are launching. But it says that it's an ozone layer is at risk. Certainly, there are this and many more. I have only put few of them. But then the second study says that this heat wave is changing the rainfall pattern in the country. It's not that we are not aware. We are fully aware about ramification or the consequences, but then we are into a loop. Essentially, we are into a loop that we destroy or we try to pollute our environment, our surrounding, and then we try to find new devices to circumvent it, and those devices are still giving you a better, a much poorer greenhousing effect, much more carbon footprint, and then there is no end to this particular kind of cycle. So this is a vicious cycle. This is a vicious loop, and this is happening just because that we are having a non-green policies towards industrial production, especially about manufacturing. Now look at countries like Singapore, which is a developed country, but you hardly have anything manufacturing there. They earn all their money, all their GDP per capita through service sector, mostly through fintech or some other kind of service sector. And therefore, the average life expectancy, health hazard is not there. Government expenditure on health or education is not there. In our country, out of this $5 or $4 trillion GDP that we have to spend a lot on these kind of activities. And this is the only way to check this. So the options are not there. In fact, options are not there. We have to have a policy. Now this policy has to come from industry people. Maybe CII will come out with some policy, and there are some policies coming from government side, and we have to also ensure that the policies that we follow should enable sustainability in the industry. Industry should be sustainable. So let us first, Professor Dhar mentioned about green process and green products. I will just elaborate a few points about actually what is a green product and why they are important, and why is that India in our country loses a lot of export revenue just because our products are not green. But what are green products, by the way, is the question. What are those green products? The products which are essentially energy efficient. I mentioned this before also. Energy efficient products means products like refrigerator or fridge or cars or any device which consumes energy should be energy efficient. Sustainable sourcing, the first bullet point is that you extract minerals, you extract many things, raw material, but you do not do that in a eco-friendly manner, and therefore it does not remain sustainable. Manufacturing is not done in an eco-friendly manner, and therefore the product which you produce does not remain green, and therefore does not have a market value abroad. when you try to export that. So product not being, the manufacturing in our country not being so green as it is supposed to be, also cause their export value. Unable to compete with other countries' product which happens to be mostly green, including that of China. You see, government, the solar power, if you look at the solar power capacity of countries in the world, the top country is China, which is around 140 gigawatt plus capacity. Ours is only 59. Then is US, then is other countries are there. So their products happens to be more green or greener, and hence more competitive in terms of pricing. Longevity and durability, and there is a term known as, and which is also a kind of a theme in our conference, is what is known as circular economy. Circular economy is about putting money across those things which have extended lifetime, which can be reused, and this is eco-friendly. And that you find, when I was there last month only, and I found that even for Apple products, Apple laptops, Apple all devices that Apple produces, or other countries also, there are systems like you can buy refurbished products. You can also buy reused kind of products. It's not, people do not go for only for new and brand products. They can also go for refurbished. So refurbished, reuse, they are essentially a part of circular economy. You are extending the longevity, lifetime of those products, and hence more green. Such kind of customer reliability has to be there in our product, so that refurbished or reused kind of products can also be purchased by our customers. It should be non-toxic, should be able to biodegrade itself, should be able to recycle itself. And these are all happens to be eco-friendly. So the moment we say green, use the word green, is always aims at something to do with environment. That is beyond doubt. So whenever I talk about, or we talk about green initiative for sustainability in Indian industries, as is the topic for this conference today, we have to see that our environment, our surrounding should not be destroyed by us. And we must be conscious about this. Now, Government of India has come out with policies. Government of India has come out with its own innovative suggestions, which India has put in UN deliberations on this sustainability, climate change. Very common, very. This is something I have discussed already. Very common thing is COP 28 and 26. But then I say, I've written the first bullet that even the initiative flagship program of Swachh Bharat mission launched by Prime Minister Modi Sahab in 2014 was a green initiative, was to make sure that environment doesn't get polluted, and therefore our health doesn't get affected by just because that we do defecating in open. This was a kind of, this is a kind of aim. And the many other initiatives which Professor Dhar already mentioned about Ujjwala Yojana or other Yojana which are there helping people, but in the hindsight, if you look at, essentially it is saving environment and therefore making people healthier, and therefore the cost on health will reduce, health expenditure will reduce just because of this initiative. The government is very serious about this. I was mentioning about this called COP 28, which happened 2023, and COP 26, where India has given this mission life, Mission Life is about, I hope that you know about Mission Life. Are we all aware about Mission Life? Idea of life is this Mission Life was given by India in the UN meeting at Glasgow on climate change, where it was proposed by our Prime Minister, and this idea is about environmentally conscious lifestyle. So not based upon consumption, but based upon consciousness, whether it's required or not. The difference between need and want is what was the proposed in this Mission Life. And COP28, which happened in UAE last year, India proposed green credit, something similar to carbon credit. So all these missions are there from government side, and all such things has to be done from the industry side. And therefore, the aim is only to ensure that whatever we do, we cannot have this liberty of destroying the surrounding in which we do live, because that's ultimately going to cost us heavily and cost the nation also very heavily in the path of becoming, in the aspiration of becoming a developed nation. So I think this is the last one. See if it is. Yeah, this is the last one, and thank you so much. I hope that I did not exceed my time. And I once again I feel privileged of being here today morning. Thanks once again to organizers for inviting. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Pradhan sir, and thanks all organizers.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your enlightenment.
One more thing before I conclude. Yes. Tomorrow is the International Yoga Day. Yes. And since we had to celebrate here also, and there you will be also doing that. International Yoga Day is also a step towards creating awareness about health consciousness, which is going to contribute to GDP, making our country Viksit Bharat, that aspiration, that path becomes simpler. So encourage everybody to be a part of Yoga Day and performing Yoga Day after. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. We will be surely joining the yoga celebration tomorrow at our institute. Thank you, sir, for your enlightening and thought-provoking words. Your insights on the conference theme have provided us with much to think over and will surely inspire our discussions throughout the conference. Now I would like to request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, our chief guest, respected deans and directors of various institutes, dignitaries to join us for the online unveiling of the conference book. Technical team, please play the video. Thank you. Now I would invite Dr. Rakesh Malviya, Organizing Secretary of Pragyata 2024, to extend the words of thanks. Sir, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon to one and all present here. I feel honored and privileged to get an opportunity to propose words of thanks on this occasion. On the behalf of Sri Vaishnav Vidyapith Vishwavidyalaya and the entire SEEE fraternity, I would like to take this opportunity to place on record our heartiest thanks and deepest regards to the chief guest of the occasion, Professor Abhay Kumar, Director, IIIT Agartala, for gracing the inaugural ceremony of Pragyata 2024 and for sparing your valuable time and sharing your valuable thoughts and words of wisdoms. I express my profound gratitude to Dr. Upinder Dhar, Honorable Vice Chancellor, SEEE Indore, for his blessings, motivation, guidance, constant support, and in fact, giving us an unconditional mandate in the organization of this event. I would like to thank Dr. Namit Gupta, Conference Chair and Director SVITS, for his valuable guidance during the course of Pragyata 2024. Your guidance, patience, and encouragement have played a pivotal role that help us to navigate through the challenges that we have faced during the organization phase of Pragyata 2024. My deep regards and thanks to Dr. Srikant Pandey sir, Head Mechanical Engineering Department, for his continuous support and help. I feel that my words may not be enough to express sincere sense of gratitude to all the eminent speakers who will share their knowledge and expertise during the plenary sessions. Certainly, I personally feel that there were many takeaways from your talks, and indeed it will help us to understand the topic and its associated challenges very well. My special thanks goes to all the participants who participated in this Pragyata 2024 from Pan India and cooperated in making this conference a success. I also express my gratitude to all the eminent reviewers for providing valuable inputs in refining the quality of the research papers. I also thank to all the technical session chairs who will be chairing this technical session during these 2 days. I also thanks all the HOI HODs for directly or indirectly helping in making this event a grand success. I express my sincere gratitude to all the faculty members and supporting staff of the Mechanical Engineering Department and the university for their constant encouragement and help. I also convey my deepest regards and heartiest thanks to my colleague Dr. Sumit Chandak sir for his invaluable contribution to the success of the Pragyata 2024. Importantly, I must express my sincere appreciation to Professor Rupesh Chaurasia for his dedication, tireless contribution, and exceptional support that he has provided throughout the preparation phase of this event and in making the event a success. I express my deepest gratitude to Dr. Anjali Gupta and Dr. Shiraj Hussain for their continued support and help. I thank everyone for their involvement and their willingness to take on the completion of the conference. At the end, I record my sincere apology to those if I may have forgotten unwillingly to name them. We hope that Pragyata 2024 will provide a great platform to share knowledge, expertise, and critical reviews on green initiatives for sustainability in Indian industries. So best wishes to all and thank you to all.
Thank you, sir. As we come to the close of this inaugural session, may I request everyone to please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you, Anjali. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Abhay sir, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I log off?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.